Hi, I'm Magnus Andersson from the Era Solutions and Engineering team. In this demo, I'll show how you can consume the Nutanix Database as a Service platform Era via Nutanix Calm. The demo will include both provisioning of open source databases as well as day-to operations. After logging into Calm and opening up the marketplace, there are two marketplace items available: MariaDB single instance and Postgres single instance, which we will deploy now. All available data operations provided by the Calm application are available via the Actions Included tab. The top 6 ones are Calm default actions and the rest are Era data operations. And as you can see, we have an option to start, stop and restart the Postgres database instance, take snapshot, perform log catch-up, perform a database instance restore, and also clone the database instance. Click Launch and provide the destination project for your Calm application. Before you can click Create, there are some settings you need to provide. 5 of the input parameters are text boxes. These includes the name of the Calm application, the database instance name, database size, database password, and the SSH public key. There are an additional 6 settings you need to define. The spinning wheels next to the text fetching values indicates that at runtime, Calm reaches out to Era and fetches the options available. When done, you're able to select which Nutanix cluster the Postgres instance will be deployed to, VM size, meaning what Era compute profile will be used, select network profile, OS and DB software profile, database parameter profile, and finally a time machine SLA. Click Create and you will be directed to the Calm application page where you can follow the provisioning process via the Audit tab. Once completed, click the Overview tab. Here you'll get information about the VM hostname and its IP address. Clicking the Manage tab will take us to the Calm application actions available, and I will start with running a database snapshot and perform a log catch-up, which are basic actions. Then we'll move on to the Restore and Clone database instance actions. Starting a Take Snapshot action will bring up a confirmation box. Just click Run to start it. Monitor the process via the Manage tab or via the Audit tab. There are 3 steps in the Take Snapshot action. First step verifies if the database instance is accepting connections or not. If it doesn't, the Take Snapshot action is cancelled. Secondly, the Take Snapshot REST API call is sent to the Era server and an operation ID is received in the REST API response. Last step monitors the Take Action Snapshot progress and lets you know if it was successful or not. This is the snapshot operation from the Era UI. The log catch-up action uses the same logic as the Take Snapshot action. First, check if the DB instance accepts connections. If so, send the REST API call to the Era server and fetch the log catch-up operation ID, which is used to monitor the log catch-up action for success or failure. This is the log catch-up operation from the Era UI. Era makes it possible to restore your Postgres database instance. When you start the restore action, Calm will reach out to Era to retrieve the restore window or windows available. Specify a time within the time window using the date and time boxes. During certain circumstances, there might be more than one time window to select from, but in this case, it's just one. Click Run to start the restore action. The restore action includes 2 steps: sending the restore REST API call to Era and retrieve an operations ID. Use that operations ID to monitor the progress, which takes a couple of minutes to complete. This is the restore operation from the Era UI. Now we'll perform an Era clone operation. It will create a new database instance running in a new VM, and it will also create a separate Calm application. This means the original and the cloned DB instances are 2 separate entities in both Calm and Era. When starting the clone process, it looks pretty similar to when you start the provisioning process. You need to provide input parameters that will be consumed by Calm and Era during the clone process. It's either via text boxes or drop-down lists where the values are fetched by Calm from the Era server during runtime. Select and provide your preferred values and click Run to start the clone action. First, there will be a REST API call, including all provided values plus an auto-generated Calm application name, sent to Calm to create the new Calm application. Then the new Calm application created via the clone operation, and in this case called Postgres 01 _clone _2123, We'll send REST API calls to Era to start and monitor the Era clone process for success or failure. And this is the clone operation from the Era UI. This concludes the Calm to Era integration demo. Thanks for watching.